As you're well aware, we originally planned to be in Williamsburg, Virginia this year for this conference, and we had a number of events, live events planned for that. But of course, COVID-19 put a stop to that. Even the student challenge changed significantly this year. We had originally planned to build parts, additive manufactured parts, and send those out to student teams to allow them to do hands-on inspections as part of that student challenge. Of course, we weren't able to do that this year, but I'm pleased to let you know that our plans for next year is to have this conference live and to go back to an in-person conference if world circumstances permit. And we're going to be back in Williamsburg, Virginia. So I'm going to take a moment to introduce you to Dr. Cara Leckey. Cara will be heading up a lot of the planning and the organization for next year's conference, and we'll let her tell you a little bit about what we have planned for next year.
Great, thank you, Elliot, for that introduction. So I think I'll just start by echoing what Elliot said, just thanking all of the participants in this conference. The organizing committee and the coordination done by Arctos is definitely appreciated in this virtual setting. And a huge thank you to really all of our speakers and those who have joined to watch the presentations. I think that we can all agree this has been a successful conference. And while this year has really included many challenges and changes in how we work and interact with others, whether in their workplace or outside the workplace and at events like this conference, I think we can agree that the virtual setting, it's certainly not the same as an in-person event for a conference like this, but really we've been fortunate that this event has included a wide range of very interesting presentations, a great panel discussion about SHM, and virtual tours that hopefully you've been able to check out. And I know I've witnessed a lot of really good and meaningful engagement during the question and answer between our participants and our speakers. And really, I'd say it's been a pleasure this year to engage with fellow NDT colleagues from across the world during this event. And I hope that all of you, I know I have found new ideas or expanded understanding through the technical content this year and have made some new NDT community connections during this conference. So as Elliot mentioned, next year, the NDT Aerospace conference, it's scheduled for October, and we're going to give it another try at meeting in person in Williamsburg, Virginia. So if you could go to the next slide, please. A bit of information about the conference. So Williamsburg really is a beautiful historical town, and there's a lot to do and see in Williamsburg. You'll see in a minute. We'll show a few details about the venue itself at Williamsburg Lodge. But I'll just mention some other things. We're hoping to have a site group dinner at the National Air and Space Museum, which is nearby. That's a museum that has exhibits spanning over 100 years of flight, more than 30 historic aircraft, as well as spaceflight exhibits, including an Apollo 12 command module and Orion PA test vehicle. So that should be a very interesting site to visit. And then we'll give another try at an actual in-person tour of NASA Langley. And so if you could please go to the next slide. So as I mentioned, Williamsburg Lodge is the venue, and it has a lot of great dining options nearby and a lot of local history. Next slide, please. And then again, next year, there'll be different opportunities that you can check out regarding different sponsorships. So just a bit of information about that here. Symposium partner, tabletop and exhibit displays will be something that you can sign up to do to highlight your company's work, as well as other sponsorships like lunch and dinner sponsors and exclusive sponsorships. So you'll be able to find that information once this website at the bottom goes live for next year's conference. And if you can go to the next slide, please. So I thought I'd just kind of show you a few images of the venue itself. So I just ask if you could just flip through the next several slides just to give folks a preview of what you'll see if you can join us in person next year in Williamsburg. Like I said, it's really a lovely historical downtown. If we can all be there in person. It's a wonderful place to just wander around. This is an image showing you Williamsburg Lodge. All right. So I'll just kind of close by saying, you know, I hope that you can plan to join us next year for the 13th International Symposium on NDT and Aerospace. As I mentioned, held October 5th through 7th, 2021. We hope to see you there, and I hope that you enjoy the remainder of this year's conference, the technical sessions that we have throughout the rest of the day, and hope to see you next year. Thanks.